Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports and the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Paulo Del Rosario, and joining me tonight will be my special co-host, multi-title PBA champion, Big Beau, Belga. There he is right there, and we're going to get more of him in just a bit. The TNT Tropang Giga are now one win away from the 2021 PBA Philippine Cup title after a dominant Game 4 win against the Magnolia Hotshots. Will we be crowning the new champion tomorrow night? We'll also look ahead to our Pinoy prides, Jordan Clarkson and Jalen Green facing each other for the very first time in the NBA. And we'll find out paano nga ba hindi magpapatalo ang Lakas ng Tatlo sa PBA 3x3 tournament. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. And as I mentioned, we have Big Beau Belga here with us, alongside us to join us. And ladies and gentlemen, ito po yung debut niya as a broadcaster. He is after the job of people like myself, a certain Miko Halili. Ito na yung susunod po. So, before we get into that first, the TNT Tropang Giga are on the brink of the 2021 PBA Philippine Cup Championship after beating the Magnolia Hotshots in Game 4 of the finals. 106-89 is the final score. Mikey Williams, big game once again, 26 points to his name. Calvin Abueva, after receiving the best player of the conference award with 28 points, unfortunately, the loss alongside that. TNT leads the series 3-1 with a chance to close it out tomorrow against the Magnolia Pambansang Manok. Now with the title within their reach, can TNT close out the series in Game 5, or will Magnolia live to fight another day? Join us to talk about the final showdown is my co-host for tonight, again, two-time PBA champ, Big Beau Belga, the guy who's going to take over the job of Nico Halili, the guy who's going to take over the job of Richard Del Rosario, the guy who's going to take all our jobs in the future, and of course, PBA Rush analyst, Diego Dario, who's after my job now as well. Pero ngayon, away from the studio. Jegs, kamusta ka naman?
Hi pa, all good, all good. Si Kuya Beau, nag-sub na kami. Dati siya yung sa Zoom, ngayon siya yung live.
You know, this is a sign of things to come. Di mo lang alam, Jegs. Pero, Jegs, let's talk about that Game 4 first. Obviously, TNT got the win. It's always going to be very tough for Magnolia, especially since medyo they already showed their cards defensively in Game 3. What happened in Game 4 for you?
Well, in that Game 4, TNT really controlled that second quarter. That's when they really had that run. And for Magnolia, really have to find a way to stop Mikey Williams. Probably have different coverages against him when he uses the pick and roll. Probably, have some help defenders to try and cut his driving lane, since they really run dribble drive, a lot of space for him to really operate. But I think, TNT really did a great job of really sharing that basketball, dominating the paint, and also hitting the balance of hitting outside shots as well.
You know what? You mentioned some key names there, Beau. I want to ask you about this kasi si Calvin Abueva nanalo siya ng yung individual award, Best Player of the Conference. But at the same time, di ba may curse yata yun? Kung nanalo ka ng Best Player of the Conference Awards, talo kayo.
Hindi, tsaka ako ang ini-expect ko, pag nanalo ka ng Best Player na award, masama lalaroin mo eh.
Oo.
Kasi kumbaga yung excitement na andun pa rin eh. Pero the way Calvin plays last night, talagang all out. Kahit naman nag-best player siya, talagang pinapakita ni Calvin na ang hinahanap niya is yung championship. So talagang umulaw siya kagabi, kaya lang yun nga, yung firepower ng TNT talagang mahirap tumbasan.
Si Calvin Abueva, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, did it all. And paano naman si Mikey Williams? So siya yung second placer ng Best Player of the Conference, and still 26.7 assists. Ano masasabi mo sa kanya?
Grabe. Saludo sa batang yan. Hindi mo siya makikitaan ng nervyos eh. Kasi
Parang di rookie, Kuya Beau.
Oo nga eh. Kung ako wala ba niyan? Pag nakasampu na yan, wala na yan. Tapos na yan. Hindi, di ba? Kasi grabe. Nung nakaraan, 30 plus. Ngayon naman, 20.
Oo.
Pagdating kaya ng Game 5 na talagang title, ano na yun, ilang kaya yung ano niya. And that's yung, kumbaga, aabangan natin kung ano yung gagawin ng Magnolia.
Well, alam mo, Beau, sinasabi nga nila that the hardest thing to do is to close out a series, especially with a talented team with Magnolia trying to fight for survival here. Sa palagay mo, gaano kahirap for TNT to be able to close out a series that has been, let's say, a bit lopsided scoring-wise in favor of TNT against Magnolia?
Yun na nga, yung mahirap mag-close out ng series eh. And I think with TNT talent and composition ng grupo nila, with Jason, Troy, and saludo ka kay Troy kasi dapat doubtful siya sa kahapon eh. Pero he played.
Kita mo yung daliri niya? Yung pinky niya?
Diba? Pinagdikit na lang ng ganun. Parang ako, inares na muna to parang ganun, di ba? Pero yun nga, alam nila kung paano mag-close out ng series.
Grabe yan. So, let's move on now to I think that we tried to do here. Kasi mahirap sabihin kung sino magiging finals MVP. Actually, may favorite tayo. But let's move on beyond that. And pumili tayo ng starting five. Actually, si Beau napiling starting five. Si Diego yung magkikriticize ng starting five niya. So, good luck na lang, Jegs. Buti na lang nasa bubble ka ngayon. Hindi ka abulin ni Beau. Ito, starting guards mo, for you, no question. I'm not surprised na ito yung pinili mo, Beau. Mikey Williams at Jason Castro, are they far and beyond yung best guards sa series na to?
Mikey Williams for sure. Kasi yun nga, si Mark medyo may injury, hindi naman makapag-contribute. Hindi lang the usual Mark Baroa that we know na pagdating ng finals is Mark Baroa yung aangat eh. Diba? So, kaya Mikey Williams tayo kasi yung consistency niya eh.
Yung level din niya.
Tsaka yung Jason Castro, any given day, pag kinailangan mo si Jason, papasok yan.
Agree ka ba doon, Jegs?
I totally agree with
Oh, yeah,
Kuya Beau.
dapat lang.
Yes, wala akong masasabi. Mikey Williams is really doing a great job with TNT. I think perfect fit siya sa system ni Coach Chot. Dribble drive, a lot of space for him to really operate. And Jason Castro, for sure, maraming natututunan si Mikey Williams kay Kuya Jason. Until now, very effective. Sobrang smart. He knows how to facilitate and alam niya rin kung kailan siya titira and to really score as well.
Ito, yung dalawang forwards ni Beau, actually, mga wing player, Abueva and Lee. That's, again, despite yung production ni Pugoy, despite production ni Troy Rosario, when he was not injured, bakit itong dalawa?
Hindi mo pwedeng hindi piliin si Calvin eh. Best player of the conference yun eh. Di ba? Baka mamaya, nakikita ko na talagang si Calvin all out siya. And laki ng pinagbago ng tao.
Pero si Paul Lee, kasi medyo inconsistent siya in terms of yung production niya this particular finals.
Pero yun nga, sinabi ko nung last na nagano ko dito, Paul Lee is Paul Lee. Any given day, kaya niyang umiscore ng 20. Kaya niyang umiscore ng 25 pagka ginusto ni Paul. And nung game 3, pinakita niya. Nung game 4, from the start pa lang, talagang siya na. Kaya lang yun nga, lack of help sa mga kasama.
Jegs, do you agree with that? Or would you rather a TNT player take one of those spots? Probably the spot of Paulie kasi, si Calvin nga, best player of the conference eh.
Hindi na ako magdi-disagree with Kuya Beau. I agree with both of his picks. Siyempre, Calvin Abueva, best player of the conference. One of the most consistent the whole conference actually. And then he really deserves that award. And then si Paul Lee naman, tama, si Kuya Beau, he can really score. He knows how to score on 3 levels, from the 3-point line, logo line, mid-range, and also from the inside. So I think, Paul Lee can really carry this team alongside with the help of the other guards of Magnolia as well.
Jegs, remember, you're safe from Beau here, ha? You're safe from him, okay? But anyway,
Hindi natin alam, baka magkita pa kami ni Kuya Beau.
Yung best center ni Beau is Ian Sanggalang taking it over Poy Eram, and I think it's easy to see why also. One of the top candidates for best player of the conference, and yung consistency niya is always there. So again, that's a starting five of Big Beau for this finals. Mikey Williams, Jason Castro, Calvin Abueva, Paul Lee, and Ian Sanggalang. And Diego will agree for health reasons. Okay?
To be safe.
And you know what? We're not done with both of you yet, because after the break, we'll look ahead to the face-off of our Pinoy prize, Jordan Clarkson and Jalen Green, for the very first time in the NBA. Stay tuned. You're watching the game. back to the game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. Now, buckle up, sports fans. We are always a fan of the NBA, and tomorrow we'll get the chance to watch our Pinoy pride, Jordan Clarkson and Jalen Green, face each other for the very first time in the NBA. It's the Utah Jazz versus the Houston Rockets at 8 a.m. tomorrow on NBAPBA Philippines. Then on Saturday, Luka Doncic and the Mavs will face the reigning MVP Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Now it's finally time for us to talk about our Pinoy pride in the NBA. Of course, every time they play, we are very, very much in tune. Joining us for our Always a Fan discussion, we have NBA.com Philippines All-Star writer Diego Dario. Aba, ang haba na ng title niya. And two-time PBA champion Beau Belga. Gentlemen, welcome back onto this. So pag-usapan muna natin yung matchup na to, Jordan Clarkson versus Jalen Green. Beau, I want your thoughts first kasi, well, nakalaro mo si Jordan Clarkson and si Jalen Green, napakabata pa. He kind of reminds you of Jordan Clarkson as a younger player. May similarities ba doon based on yung experience mo first time with Jordan Clarkson and then yung nakakita mo kay Jalen Green?
Hindi ako makapagsalita in behalf of Jalen kasi hindi pa siya nakasama eh. Pero when it comes to Jordan, talagang makikita mo may ugaling Pinoy. Nung nakasama ko siya sa Asian, talagang makikita mo na, ay hindi, may ano to. May dugo ng Pinoy to. Talagang makikita mo sa kanya kung, alam mo yung mga ugali ng Pinoy na makikita mo sa normal. And yun yung talagang bumilib ako sa kanya.
Well, Jegs, do you look at the games of these two players? Do you see anything similar on the court?
Well, yes, for sure. They're very aggressive when they have the ball. They're very effective with the basketball. They can put the ball down the floor. Marami silang moves, and they can take players one-on-one. They also know how to use the ball screen, and also they can shoot well from the outside. So they're really a born scorer. So yun yung mga similarities na nakikita ko with these two players.
These two players are very important to their team. Si Jordan Clarkson is going to try and win a championship with the Jazz as the reigning sixth man of the year. Ito naman si Jalen Green trying to be the face of the franchise, of a franchise that is still rebuilding. Beau, gano'n ka-importante yun that yung playing time ni Jalen Green, being allowed to make mistakes sa first year niya as a rookie, the pressure is not too big to win with the Rockets?
Hindi kasi ano din, yung kumbaga yung kumpiyansa rin. Kung hanggang saan maaabot yung kumpiyansa ni Jalen sa binibigay sa kanya ng Houston. And syempre, kung ikaw player ka, binigyan ka ng chance, kailangan mo i-grab. Very minimal yung makakakuha ng ganung chances eh. So, si Jalen, every time na meron siyang na nasa court siya, talagang nag-all out eh. Kahit na yung alam niyang parang hirap na hirap, imposibleng manalo, talagang binibigay niya. Yun yung nakikita ko na maganda sa kanya. Na kahit na alam niyang, medyo minimal lang chances na manalo natin dito. Pero, we'll go all out para pag sa next year ko, hindi mo alam kung anong mangyayari. Hindi mo alam kung anong mangyayari.
Okay. So you can catch that matchup between Jordan Clarkson and Jalen Green tomorrow at 8 a.m. on NBA TV Philippines. Go Jazz. And of course, now we're going to move on to our next segment here that we like to call Superstar Pick'em. What we're basically going to do is give two superstars and then ask them who would they pick between the two. Of course, we talked a bit about that matchup between Denver and the Mavericks coming up. So this one is Luka Doncic versus Nikola Jokic. Who would you start your franchise with, Jegs?
Well, I would go for Nikola Jokic kasi I believe that Kuya Big Beau is the Nikola Jokic of the PBA.
Wow!
So I would agree. Similar yung roles nila. Nikola Jokic is a great playmaker, even if he's a big man, so he can put the ball down the floor. He's a walking mismatch kasi nga he can break down people one-on-one, whether that's a big or a guard. Pag guard, popostehan naman niya. So very similar kay Kuya Beau, but yeah, with Nikola Jokic, I would really build the team around him compared to Luka Doncic.
Ano, Beau? Parang Luka Doncic ba si Diego? O...
Binibiro lang tayo nito. Ayaw lang yata nito na magkasalubong kami dito sa studio.
Pero sino pipili mo? Jokic, Doncic?
Jokic ako.
Jokic ka rin. Bakit siya?
Hindi, yung din. Iba yung may legit na big man ka. Kasi with the size of Luka, any given day magkakaroon eh. Magkakaroon ng kapalit eh. It's like sa PBA. Pag may big man ka like Kai Soto or sila Japet, pwede kang mag-build around them eh. And pwede kang kumuha ng pyesa na papasok mo na magpipit sa kanila.
All right, so the next stars that we have here are the Ball brothers, LaMelo Ball versus Lonzo Ball, two of the most entertaining guards in the league so far. So the question really is, Charlotte or Chicago? Saan ka dito, Bo?
Doon ako sa tatay. Ay, iba lang. Hindi, ano ako, doon ako sa Lamelo.
LaMelo ka?
Lamelo ako. When
Bakit
it comes to to one-on-one matchup. One-on-one matchup ng
Between the
magkapatid.
two. Oo.
Doon ako sa Lamelo.
LaMelo. Ikaw, Jegs?
Well, for me, if we're talking about teams, doon ako kay Lonzo. In terms of Chicago, Chicago is really a great team right now. I think they're complete. They're a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
Lonzo just pulling out a lot of outlet passes to Zach LaVine, Caruso, DeMar DeRozan. I think they're a tough squad, and so I'll go for Lonzo Ball this time.
Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Bull. Every time we talk about him on the show, Lonzo Bull na siya, ha? Kasi nasa Chicago siya. So, moving on. Grabe ang corny ko. Ja Morant versus Zion Williamson. The two draft picks that were taken one after another, and their careers have gone in different directions, mostly due to injury. Pero, looking forward in the future, who would you rather have, Beau? Si Zion o si Ja?
Ganun din. Ako, sa tingin ko...
Big man, si
man
Zion.
Ako, sa big man
Oo.
ako. Zion ako, Zion.
Oh, kasi it's easier to build around.
the way maglaro yung Ja Morant ngayon, pwede.
Oo.
Pwede. Pero kung mag-iisip ka ng future na ano mo, siyempre, dun ka. Bihira ka makakuha ng ganong talent.
Jegs, ikaw?
For me, first time I would disagree with Kuya Bo. I'll go for Ja Morant. Kuya Bo, sorry, pero Ja Morant
Mag-ingat
is
ka, ha?
on a different level this season. As you can see, that game with the Lakers, that was crazy. 40 points. That's against a lot of all-stars from the other team, a lot of Hall of Famers. But, nag-step up siya sa, competition na yun. He can score in a lot of ways right now. He's very athletic. And I think, he has a lot of potential to really be a superstar here in the NBA.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy what the two have done so far. And in fact, we have a bit of a discussion there. Tignan natin yung tweet na to kasi you look at Zion when he started out on the left, as you can see, grabe yung musculature niya eh. Pero ngayon, whoo, I don't know what he's had, Jegs. I don't know what he's had, Beau. Ano yung nutrition plan niya? Pero grabe, that's either pure size and muscle and power or something else, okay? So, but let's move on from that right now. Again, this is on the back of a terrible loss for the Los Angeles Lakers. Russell Westbrook is the point guard of LeBron James. Now, we'll look back at an older point guard of LeBron back in the day when he used to play with Kyrie. Now, let's say you remember that time, LeBron and si Kyrie na magkasama. Do you prefer that pairing compared to what the LeBron and Westbrook pairing could be, Diego?
Kyrie won a championship with LeBron, so right now I would still go for Kyrie, but I think it's too early to tell whether Westbrook is a good fit for the Lakers. He really had a great game in their last one against the Spurs, so he really dominated in that one. So I think, merong mga potential when it comes to playing them together. Let's see, just a few games into the season, I think marami pang adjustments, but I think the LA fans will have a lot to look forward to.
Beau, agree ka ba doon?
Hindi ako mag-disagree muna ako dito sa batang to. Kasi ako, I want Russell to win a championship. Yun lang.
So, baka this might be it.
ano eh. Kasi
Or baka
parang-
ma-trade siya and manalo siya doon.
Ewan ko. Bahala na kayo. Hindi naman ako yung manager ng Lakers.
Lakers, oo. Well, you know what? Again, there's a lot to look forward to. That's a lot of hypotheticals right now when it comes to Russell Westbrook and LeBron James. So let's see whether or not that will pan out in the future. Diego, thank you very much for joining us because that was incredible. Please, hide away from Beau for a while. And when you come back, we'll make sure that magkasabay na kayo. Let's see what
Sama kami
happens.
dito.
Ayan, I like that.
Magsisipahan kami rito sa studio.
All right. When we come back, we'll find out paano nga ba hindi magpapatalo ang Lakas ng Tatlo sa PBA 3x3 tournament when the game returns. Stay tuned. You're watching the game. You're watching The Game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. Good news for all esports fans. The Vietnam Recreational Esports Association will be hosting the inaugural Southeast Asia Esports Championship in 2021. The online tournament is expected to welcome 52 teams representing 10 federations in the region. They will participate in 3 of the most competitive games today: PUBG Mobile, League of Legends Wild Rift, and Valorant. Country qualifications will start from November to December this year, while the event will officially happen in January 2022. The competition aims to become a major annual event in Southeast Asia while providing an opportunity for esports athletes to practice before the next Southeast Asian Games, which will also be hosted by Vietnam. Now, back here at home, hindi magpapatalo ang Lakas ng Tatlo as the first professional basketball league in Asia launches the PBA 3x3. To tell us more about this whole new ball game is the chairman of the PBA 3x3, Mr. Dicky Bachman. Gov Dicky, welcome to The Game.
Good evening to everyone watching the game. Thank you for having me.
Well, Gov, a lot of people are very familiar already with the format of 3x3 kasi nakita na natin in different international competitions. But what are the reasons kung bakit may 3x3 tournament bigla yung PBA?
Well, as you said, it's gaining popularity abroad, right? So since we are actually, the PBA is the leader in basketball in the Philippines, it's about time we introduce a new format. Also, I just feel this format is basically close to the heart of Filipino players and fans. And just like the Tagalog phrase, laro sa kalye at its finest.
Gov, I hope you're ready because you're about to witness the very first question of the broadcaster, Beau Belga, in a serious interview dito sa The Game. Beau, take it away!
Hindi, boss, walang seryoso. Walang seryoso, boss, walang seryoso. Hindi, ano lang, boss, ano lang yung special dito sa PBA 3x3 na to?
So basically, we will actually be holding 3 conferences per season. So each conference is basically 6 legs, 6 two-day legs, and 1 one-day grand finals. So the players and the team will be playing for prize money. Each leg has prize money, and a grand finals also has prize money. So top 10 teams of the 6 legs basically moves on to the grand finals.
Gov, is there any schedule already? We know about the 10 teams plus the 3 guest teams. Is there a schedule when we can finally watch the action? When will it happen?
We will start mid-November, but the final date and schedule is being discussed right now, and we will let you know by next week.
Sorry, Gov, there's a lot of things right now that the fans don't know yet. But what can the fans expect once the 3x3 tournament starts?
Well, the 3-on-3 is basically different from the 5-on-5. So the fans can expect a faster, non-stop action and exciting games.
Well, Gov, I have a question. Do you think Beau is fit for a format like 3x3? Kasi grabe yung physicality sa 3x3 eh.
Pwede. But if you look at the players abroad, it's all type ni body type of Beau.
Beau.
Pwede yan.
Pwede ka daw yata.
Wala, boss. Trinay ko sa practice namin yan, 3x3. Hindi kaya.
Well,
Sumubok ako sa practice, hindi kaya, boss.
Grabe. But then it's always going to be very difficult, especially considering, sinasabi nga nila, it's a whole different game kahit pareho, no?
Iba.
Bakit ba? Yung cardio ba? Yung ano yung strategy doon?
Yung conditioning dito magkakatalo sa tingin ko eh. Kasi ang bilis eh. Sa amin lang, sabi ko, 70% lang ba nilalaro natin? Pero pagkatapos ng laro, para ka nang pagod na pagod, parang wasted.
That's incredible. I can't wait to see that. Gov Dicky, thank you very much for joining us and telling us more about the PBA 3x3. We hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, you can catch the PBA 3x3 on One Sports, PBA Rush on Signal, and via Smart Giga Fest. Once again, thank you very much to the debuting Big Beau Belga for joining me here tonight. Enjoy ka ba, Beau?
Oo naman.
Okay naman. Sige, don't do this too much, ha? Kawawa naman kami that actually do this for a living.
Hindi ko nga alam na co-host ako dito. Alam ko, analyst ako dito.
Ay, hindi. Co-host ka ngayon. That's how we do it. And I'm Paulo Del Rosario. This has been The Game.